Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 150. Yep, making this the second anime review series to hit this number, and congratulations to me for hitting this number for One Piece. Who knew I could hit this high when it comes to this particular series? Though, as of right now, thanks to hitting this particular episode, that means that the Boruto reviews are exactly 7 episodes behind this one, ahead of this one, which is quite something. Which I do have Boruto coming today. Yep. Alright, this one discussing the newest episode of the anime, which is called, called Gyukimaru, Zoro Right Duel on the Bandit's Bridge. And the 985th chapter of the manga, New Onigasima. Yep. This episode adopts from pages 3 through 14 of chapter 937. Now you're probably thinking, okay, normally they skip over the first page because it's a one-page cover story, but why did they skip over the page 2? Because the first 2 pages are 2-page cover spread. Yep, that's the whole reason for it. Though unknown why they decided to stop when they did. Though here's the thing, they adapted it roughly because if you take off the opening 2 pages, this chapter is only about at least about 15 pages, and if you don't adapt the last 3, that means this episode only adapted like about, I'd say, 12 pages. Yeah, 12 pages. Yeah, roughly 12 pages in approximately 23 minutes. Now, the episode does add some stuff to it. Oh gosh, yes it does. Now, there is roughly only 2 settings for this episode. The first of which is at the prison, which they had a lot of stuff for the prison scene because in the first it starts off like in the manga with Chopper, Big Mom, Kaku, and Otama, and Momo going to rescue Luffy. In the manga, this is roughly taken up by about 2 pages. In the anime, this takes about 3 minutes. Yeah. They're basically still on the way. Of course, Big Mama's still drooling, really want to get the bean soup. They had some dialogue in here that Kaku is just basically not on board, lying to her about the fact that they're going to get the red bean soup. Tom is just so excited, and, well, that's pretty much it for that. And then we spend the next several minutes, now in case you're wondering, with the titular duel, that doesn't happen for quite a while in the episode. Next we have Luffy at the prison, and this, of course, in the manga is only about 3 pages. Yeah, seriously, this is roughly 3 pages that they roughly expanded to about almost half of the frickin' episode with this, where Luffy has pretty much finished beating up all the pleasures, every single one of them, well, the ones that are there, and now bring in 2 gifters and bring back 2 characters who did not appear in this chapter. The Draft Man and Batman. No, it's not DC's Batman, it's One Piece's Batman. Though I think the reason I stipulated the reason, when the last time this character showed up, there was a review I did do this, I think about a few months ago. I speculated why that Toei does not get sued by Warner Brothers over this character name. For one thing, he's completely different from the actual Batman. I mean, they just share the same name. They're both spelled the same, except there's 2 small differences. 1, this character is clearly not DC's Batman. And 2, he's a double fruit user. And he's evil. DC's Batman generally is a good guy. Most of the time anyways, unless it's like about Owlman. Yeah, Luffy ends up fighting these 2, and beats them. Oh, the Draft Man they both at the same time. And Draft Man beats first, and he jumps up in the air and takes out Batman. And also there's mention of Silver Rayleigh. They do make some slight changes in dialogue, like he doesn't know who Silver Rayleigh is. Basically Rayleigh is, they mention he's Silver Rayleigh, but Rayleigh. And there's a bit of flashback here of when they were training, and they also have images of Luffy thinking about his fight with Kaido, which is not from the manga. That was completely... Yeah, it's like the anime just doing some stock footage of his fight with Kaido for some reason. And after finish up there, we finally get to titular duel. Zoro versus Genjiro. And it's a pretty epic battle. And of course, they talk about the sword itself, which the flashback they show of Riku, the guy who the sword belonged to, that is actually not from the chapter itself. I believe this is anime original, but it's great they added it here. They show him actually chopping off the head of a dragon, which, by the way, this character comes from a one-shot Oda did years prior to he did One Piece. And that one-shot is the only one of the one-shots I can think of that's actually canon to the series. Which, kudos to the fact Oda did that, because, after all, he did create that story. He created the character Runa. Why not use him in One Piece? There's nothing that says they can't use him. Of course, Zoro mentioned he actually has met him, but he does not mention where he meets him. Because there's also a brief image of Brook. Yeah, Brook appears for a brief cameo in this episode. Yeah, it's completely anime original. They don't mention the fact they actually met at Thriller Bark. Yes, Thriller Bark, in case you forgot about that particular arc, that was by far the second to last arc of when the Straw Hats were together, but it was one of the arcs that led into one of those last regular arcs before the actual time skip. Because after Thriller Bark, we had Sabaody, Amazon Lily, Impel Down, Marineford, and Post-War. You have 5 story arcs that came right after that. So mentioning Thriller Bark, that's interesting because Thriller Bark doesn't really get mentioned very much. It's an interesting epic arc. I will eventually get to. I'm not gonna get to it right now. Next one, I'm gonna work on Skype here right now. So they fight for a pretty good period of time, and then sorry about that. Yeah, then we have looks like Otaku, and looks like blue hair is not Kaku. Oh, I know who this woman is. This is actually the Shogun's. This is actually Orochi's daughter. Yeah, they show up, but at least they actually cover their faces up before they actually reveal who they two are. And of course, the villain being chased by a serial killer. Yep, they're being chased by a serial killer, which is also a slight change in dialogue. Like, okay, Zoro says it because he doesn't want to see a woman child get cut down. There's like, and of course she said, I'll give you anything you want. He says, okay, give me sake and food. She's like, I'll do it. And he says, deal. In the manga, he says, give me a good meal and a drink. It's a slight wording change, but it's okay. It's still a fun thing. And then, of course, we start the fight between him and the fugitive. Because that's who I think his name is. And, of course, Genju tries to interfere, so wait. Let me finish this guy first, let me do this guy first, and I'll deal with you. And they fight for a certain period of time, and that's where the episode ends, with their battle. Which they're probably going to wrap up in next week's episode. Probably going to finish nothing this chapter, 937, and probably go straight into 938. Great episode. Looking forward to next week's episode. Alright, first we have now for a new chapter of the manga, which is the new Onigasima project. Now, the first 2 pages are a big, humongous cover spread. This is the cover spread right here. Yep, this is the cover spread. It's just simply Luffy, Law, and Captain Kid on top of a couple of tropical parrots. Yep, that's simply what it is. It takes up the first couple pages. Let me see the One Piece logo. And we cut straight to the opening chapter, where Renzo is facing up against Kanatsu, who actually portrayed him in the manga. And the anime is still on their side. In the manga, they portrayed him. And I always have the fight between the higher ups of the Odin forces versus the Kaiju versus the Shogun's forces. Yep, we start, and of course they talk. Show Momo briefly, who had been beaten up, and of course then we have, I think it's Kenjo, who starts putting on armor, and they start their fight. Yeah, fight. Lasts for several pages. Then we go straight back to Luffy and Yamato. Yep. And it's revealed that Yamato's got shackles on her. Why? Because she's in prison since she was 8. Those are prison shackles? Yeah, apparently they're explosive shackles. Which kind of reminds me of the stuff that the Celestial Dragons used. They all mention that here. She's mentioned she wanted to go see with Ace and her friends so badly, but I'm in prison since the age of 8. Yeah, and she's been here for like 20 years, so does that mean she's 28? Which makes her the same age that Robin was when she first showed up. Wow, that's quite something. Right, they'll explode if I leave the island. What if I blow up his own child? And Luffy's like, what's hanging off? Listen, you want me to find our side? It'll mean me see whoop Kaido before your eyes. And she's like, I don't care. Do it. Go ahead. Yeah, apparently Kaido's been an abusive father. Yep. Every time I challenge him, I ensure pay the price. Fine, I'll take this off. You understand? I've kept him checked for 20 years without. And then when there's a intercom, it's been 2 years since the Whitebeard Paramount War. Yeah, Marineford. Hey, they're projecting a speech on the stage, and we see Kaido is making a speech. And finally, the world has turned into motion. The 7 warlords were not disbanded because of some mad whim of the government. It is a sign of confidence that the Navy headquarters has a new force capable of stopping us. And we see Luffy Yamato basically peeking through this top of the ceiling. The world government grows arrogant. We have decided to join hands with Big Mom pirates to seize power in the world, the ancient weapons. And then we see Big Mom, who has been renamed to Olin Neoren. In other words, did you hear? Hear call my name? Did I hear you call my name, Kaido? Oh, it's Big Mom. Yeah, of course they're terrified of her. You took long enough, Lin Lin. Still in time, aren't I? Yeah. Got a wonderful 2-page spread here. And they both proclaim, we're gonna claim the One Piece. This is what H.O. episode refused to war humanity yourself. And the Joker's like, isn't this something? Which raises the question, One Piece. Hey, I'm gonna get that. That's what I'm gonna get. Yep, because Luffy like, nobody messes with my thing I'm making. Follow Zaruchi, you must now choose. Within imposing water defenses, Wano's natural fortress. The never the world government can easily reach. It will expand with more weapons, populous, for capital labor source. Turn the populace of our capital labor source. It will transform the families to a lawless land and all manner of pirates around the world called paradise. And the Joker's like, Kaido, wait a minute. Flower Capital's my territory. Who do you think allowed you to make all those weapons? And of course he gets smacked right in the freaking face. And effectively, Kaido's killed the Shogun. Yeah, the most hated figure in the country. His own ally just kills him. The concerns of the Kazuma clan and the Katsu clan mean nothing to us. You have 5 seconds to choose, fellow Zaruchi. Hey, it's Momo. Momo, don't shout. Oh, he just killed Shogun. Why? They've been allies for years and years. Make a choice now, samurai. Join us, be pirates, or fight us now and die. We're turning this country to a pirate empire in preparation for the coming world war. We'll be raging our proper raids. Tonight Osera becomes the flower capital. Wano will be no more. Instead it'll be only New Eczema, and the Shogun shall be my son Yamamoto. And then Luffy and Yamamoto go like, look there, Yamamoto! Not even for a second, stupid dad. Let's show you the way show me the way they're gonna kill me, Momo. Someone call it Topper Heavy. Oh my god, this is so funny. Absolutely fantastic chapter. And I'm definitely looking forward to the next chapter, but have to wait 2 weeks for the next chapter. Damn. But yeah, it's great that we have 2 fantastic chapters released. Yeah. I love it. It is fantastic. The fact that we had not only new good episode of the anime, but also new good chapter of the manga, which I'm so looking forward to next week's episode. Now, we are going to get an episode of the anime next week, but not a new chapter of the manga. Nope, manga's taking a week off next week. I'm like, really? We just came back for another one, but oh well. Simple as that, okay? So, yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next review is going to be a review of the newest chapter of My Hero Academia. And eventually be Boruto. If I get time, I might do another One Piece review today, okay? See you next video. Bye.